Aș dori să îl rog pe colegul meu, domnul Pichler, să elaboreze, așa cum spuneam mai înainte, asupra acelor decizii de management care au marcat performanța noastră în 2009 și apoi să ne prezinte succint realizările și provocările noastre din punct de vedere financiar.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure for me to present the preliminary figures for 2009. But before I will come to the figures, I believe we should give a short overview of what the management has done to mitigate the negative impact which is coming from the economic crisis. As Mariana and Mrs. George pointed out, in 2009 we had really a challenging environment. Not we, the whole industry. With significantly lower oil prices, depressed refining margin, the refining margin was very under pressure, and deteriorating market conditions. It was a difficult year for everybody, not only for Petrom, but we had two elements which supported our results even in these times. First, the modernization process in the last 5 years, which that's the basis of a consolidated company. And it seems a good sign. I started my career here in Petrom 5 years ago, and I'm also here after the crisis. So it seems Petrom could be a well-managed company from the finance side, because normally, if the CFO doesn't perform and has a problem in crisis, he will not be very long in place. The fact that we responded immediately with several measures to mitigate the effects of the economic crisis, because it is our strong belief that we have to take critical actions at the first signs of a potential crisis. And already in the first quarter 2008, Petrom started the preparation for a severe economical downturn, assuming the worst-case scenario and forecasting long downturn. At this time, I believe it was not a common approach. We have changed our approach from EBIT optimization to cash flow optimization. I was saying cash is king now. And we optimize the cash flow by reducing and postponing spending, assessing dividends policy, and by restructuring and selling of our non-core assets. This was one point. Second, furthermore, we secured credit facilities in such times in an amount of around 1.6 billion from the market, and we acquired hedging instruments in order to support our investment needs. Third, we implemented cost reduction measures in all our divisions and reviewed our strategy for refining and chemicals, taking into account the challenging environment. Last but not least, we evaluated and reprioritized our projects based on profitability and each investment project and cash back period for each investment, so that we can maintain a solid balance sheet. Now, let's come to the results. And I believe this result was very strongly impacted by the things which I have explained before. As you can see, how these measures and practical, the oil price hedging and cost reduction measures impact positively our results. But I will start with the turnover, which decreased by 23% to around 12.8 billion RON, but mainly to lower prices and also a little bit less volumes. The EBIT decreased by 9% to around 1.2 billion RON, mainly due to the unfavorable crude oil price environment and an unfavorable refining margin environment. And this was partially offset by cost reduction measures. If you look in the table, you will see that the net profit is the only one which shows an increasing figure. But this is only the result of the oil price hedging, which we have done in 2009 for 2009. The oil price hedging had a strongly positive impact in the company's financial results, amounting to around 524 million RON. Our investment amounted to around 4.1 billion, which is a high level, I would say, but compared with 2008, when we had an investment peak, the investment increased by 35%, follow the unfavorable economic situation and conditions. But always, I believe it's a very high level, 4.1 billion to around 1 million euros. This is a lot, 1 billion euros. I would also like to highlight in the fact that even in difficult times, we continued to be the largest contributor to the state budget. Our contribution is representing in 2009 around 12% from the total estimated revenues to the state budget. In 2009, we contributed with 4% more than in 2008, around 6.7 billion RON. Our cumulated contribution in the last 5 years was around 29 billion. And I want to say we always paid in time. Last but not least, I want to give you also a short overview what was done in the last years and what will happen and what we want to do in the next years, because I believe we must also support in the future a strong investment program, and this is for sure also a challenge for me to find the right sources to finance this, but I'm really supporting here my colleagues as much as is possible. And we have seen until now, we have focused on specific measures to mitigate the crisis impact and how these are reflected in our results. And as I mentioned before, it is clear that we benefited a lot from the restructuring and modernization program over the last 5 years. And we have done until now, in the last 5 years, was to consolidate the company position. And this was not an easy job, you can believe me. And if you look at the stage of the company at the privatization moment, 2004, end of 2004, very low reserve replacement rates, close to zero, exploration activities almost inexistent, and all technologies and no cash flow for investment. This was the situation which I faced in end of 2004, where I prepared with my colleagues the first balance sheet for Petrom. And we have consolidated, together with the businesses, the company's position with the support of the largest investment budget in the energy sector, around euro 5 billion, over the last 5 years, which was generated based on the capital increase at the privatization moment. So it was very good that we have also in the privatization, not only to get money, also we got money from our shareholders. This was very good. The favorable operation cash flow, for sure, we had a good time in the last 5 years also. And in addition, we applied strict cost management from the first day on, and we secured financing of our key project. What we have to do from now on is to ensure our business sustainability and also to have possibilities to growth. Meaning, first, to continue modernization of infrastructure. Second, green energy projects, to finance green energy projects. And third, environment investments. And for sure, if we can find there one other opportunity, we can also go in growth projects. Of course, for all of these projects, we will have to invest at an even higher level, which should amount to euro 1.2 to 1.5 billion per year. In RON, between 4.8 and 6 billion RON. Therefore, we have to continue our strict cost management while seeking for fresh capital, as you can read here. In addition to these measures, taking into account that 2010 will be a challenging year also, and given the higher liquidity level required to sustain our investments needs, the management proposal is that no dividend should be distributed for 2009. This proposal, for sure, is subject to further approval by the General Meeting of Shareholders on the 29th of April 2010. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope We have seen that Petrom has achieved a lot the last 5 years and has a great future. Now I will hand over to Mariana and she will give you much more details on the business side.